year after year is the reason they come is because they feel safe. And the safety that they feel, that they can leave their car unattended, they can go in our restaurants, they can go into our shops, and that safety is provided by the gentlemen behind me here, who are rolling up their sleeves every day and creating that atmosphere for us. The budgetary issues, I'm all for saving money. I'm a financial planner, so I'm all for it. It's fantastic. It's not a problem. We should all be prudent with our handling of finances. However, we need to do that, and we need to do that smart. And certainly, if there's going to be a savings, I'm all for it, as long as it's not at the expense of our public safety, our community members. As everyone knows here, yeah, we are in a crunch here, and it is a challenging time economically. And we've got a few vacancies, on Main Street in Flemington, which we're working on. We're trying to hopefully get some, new faces in there. But I can tell you this, for some of our businesses who are challenged now, who are struggling with their finances, and for some of those vacancies that are existing, if we throw in some increased crime rate, okay, with some break-ins, okay, and some vandalisms, because we've sacrificed the quantity and quality of our protection by reducing our police force, what happens to our tax base when more businesses move out? Where's our savings when we don't have those tax revenues that are lost as a result of us trying to cut corners, maybe improperly, on our expenses for our safety? So, like I said, I haven't yet heard what the proposal is and what the savings actually is that's going to be presented with shared services. So I certainly would be interested in hearing that. And again, I'm all for savings, but not at the expense of our public safety and the well-being of our citizens and business owners. And a great job to the guys in blue. Many times late at night, I'm at my business and there's a knock on a door, or I'll look out the window and I'll see someone checking the door across the street. Many times throughout our events, we'll see good visibility, by our police force. And I can tell you that that's something I would have to question whether we're going to have that type of coverage, with shared services with 5 officers covering the town of the borough of Flemington. So anyway, that's my 2 cents, and Happy New Year, everybody.
My name is Steve Barucki, 46 Bunnell Street. Been a resident there for 38 years. Raised a family of 4. Was your past fire chief for 3 years in this great town. Mr. Mayor, I've heard a number of times, Barry, you initially said it, we're talking shared services. It's my understanding that Raritan Township came back to us and said they're not interested in shared services, they want contract services. In doing this, I'm totally against this, because I've experienced this through the industries with shared services. They come in with a base contract, and everything they do is a price tag on it. We have our parades, that section. We have our car shows, that section. We have fires, that section. We have emergency responses, that section. There's no end to it. You're going to be paying for administrative fees. You're going to be paying for the chief of Raritan Township. There's another fee. I know you guys don't know what the figure's going to be yet, because you're in the infamous stages of this conversation. But worst case scenario, we have a major thing happens up in the hills or one of the apartments. You have one guy in town. What's he going to do? He's going to call for help. Well, Raritan Township might be in East DeWitt and Ringo's, the other end of the county up in Milford, or wherever the hell I go. We're not going to have the coverage that we had before. So, what I'm asking you guys, think it over. I'm not going to be long. But the biggest thing that scares me is, after 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, whatever the contract may be, they fall flat on their face, which I hope they do if you do accept it. How are you going to reconstruct the police department we have today? You're not. So think it over and look at your numbers. And the numbers are not going to come out to what you think it is. All right? Thank you very much.
Benjamin. I'm a business owner in town, Flemington First. My business also owns buildings, and we have nice houses that are well maintained with nice tenants in the borough. I also have a mother-in-law, brother-in-law, niece, and nephews living in the borough. Flemington has a very special police force. Our police chief is a real solid guy. Professional officers who really care. We're lucky to have them. As a businessman, I understand budgets and making cuts. So just like me, you, the members of the council, are running a business. I commend you for looking for ways to share services and cut back on expenses. But one thing I know for sure is that if a business cuts back on quality, it did. No business can survive, whether you're a restaurant, a bank, a grocery store. If you cut back on quality, you're done. In your case, you're dealing with the quality of life for residents and businesses here in town. In many ways, your job is a lot tougher than mine. Flemington is the county seat. Flemington has 4,000 to 5,000 people living within about a mile. $1,100,000 represents about 20%, 22% of your overall budget. Personally, I think 50% of the council's responsibility is making this a safe place to live and work. I did some very rough calculations. If the police department cost $1.1 million, and you factor in the share of the cost of businesses pay, and divide $1,100,000 by about 1,800 housing units, that means each household in the borough pays well under $500 a year in taxes for the safety of their families. Last year, 15 police officers took 11,000 calls in the borough. I don't see how eliminating 15 officers and having Raritan Township hire 5, 8, or 10 more, you're going to cover those costs. Not as effectively, anyhow. Shared services are a good thing. Flemington should buy and share patrol cars with Raritan Township. Flemington should share and buy computer equipment and share services. Buy weapons, bulletproof vests, whatever, together. No one's going to argue about being smart and cost-effective. We're talking about the quality of life. And I'd like to respectfully ask council not to cut back on the quality of life here. Keep our police officers, make sure we keep a police station here in the county seat, and make sure that the hours are covered and the police are not on our streets. This is too important. Thank you.
Although my comments will be addressed to you, I would like the community to know I do not want you to feel like I have my back to you, because we are here for you guys tonight. As police officers, we're taught to present a confident and united face to the public, no matter what we may personally be feeling. We learn to find the resources in ourselves to solve any problem, and often believe that we can only rely on each other. The threat to disband my police department, an idea that I knew would tremendously injure my already fragile town, presented all of us with a problem we could not solve ourselves. So we turn to you, our community. Well, I know I only have 3 minutes, so I gotta get it in.
If it takes a little more than 3 minutes to read it, don't worry, just take your time.
After realizing that Mayor Howe was trying to pass off numbers thrown together in a purely hypothetical vacuum as a study, I became concerned. When I heard he was looking to eliminate our department to outsource police services, I became outraged. But when he lied to both the public and each and every